Hello, my name's Esther, welcome to my channel, and for ages and ages I've been meaning to do some crochet, and I've asked some of you out there on my channel what you'd like to see when it comes to crochet. A lot of you said that you'd like to see the very kind of beginning, the starter of how you get started with crochet. So I'm going to show you using a large hook and a smaller hook. I don't want you to be bogged down a lot with what hook to use or what wool to use. I'm just going to try and keep this as basic as possible. So today I'll be using what's called double knit, which is quite standard in the UK. It's what you'd use for a lot of projects, but also I'm going to use a chunkier wool because I think visually it will help you to see what's going on. So I'm going to start with the chunky and then I'm going to go over to the double knit. So there are different sizes of hooks that you can get. I'm actually going to use a 7mm for the chunky wool to start off with. For any project you need wool and a hook. That's how you get started. Now, just a little tip to begin with. Most people use wool starting from the outside tail, but with that you get your wool bouncing around, and I find it easier and better if you actually pull from the centre and try and find the tail from inside. And this can be a bit tricky, and sometimes I can try from both ends. Is it going to work today? And you will pull out quite often either a wool bath, as it's sometimes called, as in sick, or a wool baby, yarn baby. So there we go. You will get a clump of wool coming out more often than not. But if you just keep following it, you will find the end of your tail. This means that your wool will just stay still without bouncing around too much. And you've got a nice bit of wool to start with. To start any project, you need a hook and yarn, and you need to create a slip knot. So to create a slip knot, I'm going to show you slowly on my hand how to do this. So this is what you call the tail end, and then the rest of this is attached to your ball of yarn. I'm going to hold on to the tail and wrap the wool around my finger, and then I'm going to cross it over to the right hand side so it's out the way. Then I'm going to pull up this loop that's on my finger and put it over that second loop. You're going to capture it in the net, okay? And with the second loop that you've got now captured, you want to pull it up, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, and tighten it. And that way you've created a slip knot. I'll just go through that again with you. So holding onto the tail end, wrapping the yarn around your finger and cross it over. Pull up your net and capture the wool. And then pull, 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 pull. Okay, don't worry if your loop is huge like this. If you pull the yarn attached to your ball, you can just make it smaller. Once it's ready, attach it to your hook. And if you pull, holding on to the yarn that's attached to your ball, it will shorten that onto your hook. Okay, next, holding the wool and holding the hook. The way I like to hold the hook is this hold here, which is often called the knife hold. It's just more of a natural position for me to hold it. Some people hold it in a pencil grip like this, which I find a bit trickier to manoeuvre your wrist, whereas I find it a lot more natural if it's in the knife hold. So that's the way I'm going to show you today. Next is what you do with the rest of the wool and how you hold it. Now, going over my 3 fingers, and then behind my index finger, going over my 3 fingers, and then behind my index finger, in front of the 3, behind the index finger, and then with my middle finger and my thumb I'm going to pinch the wool here. To start any project you need to create a series of chains, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. So the key with crochet is tension, and that takes practice, practice, practice. It's just the way it is with wool. You just need to practice, and you'll get the tension eventually, but you just need to keep practicing. So like I said, I'm gripping the wool with my fingers, but not so tightly that my chain is going to be so tight. You want it to be able to slip through your fingers nice and easily when you're working. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to pinch the tail end here with my left hand using my middle finger and my thumb. This keeps your project still while you work along the top of your project across your chain. Okay, so I'm just pulling that down to create the tension that we need to start crocheting. Now have a close look at the hook. The hook is going to do all the work for us, and by twisting our fingers and grabbing the hook is how this action is going to work. So nice and slowly, the hook goes through, you turn it upwards, and you want to bring your wool, your yarn round so you can actually grab the yarn with your hook. I'm going to show you that again. So sliding the hook through, and with the same time moving your finger to help it out. The hook and the yarn are friends. You guys get along, okay? This has to be a union. So pushing the hook through, turning your finger and the hook. And then what we're going to do with the hook, it needs to face down so it doesn't lose that yarn. So if we just did this, it'd be a bit more slippery, the yarn will come out, we've not got a good action there. So we're going through, grabbing the yarn and turning him downwards so that he's got that secure. Can you see that? Once it's secure, we want to bring him, feed him through our hoop and turn him back again, ready to do that motion again. So I'm going to show you ever so slowly. Hook and yarn together, turning downwards, and you want to relax this finger because you're working together. I'll show you what happens if it's too tight. If you're pulling at this yarn and pulling at this, it makes it really difficult to get through that hole, and you get some really, really tight stitches, which you don't want because it makes it too tight to work with later. Okay, so as much as possible, try and relax. So let's keep on creating those chains and getting in that rhythm. So hook across, hooking the yarn, face down, out through the loop. Can you see how the yarn is sliding through, but I've got it caught in my fingers, so I'm not letting it out too loosely. I'll also show you now what happens if it's too loose. Sometimes what happens is this chain gets too large, this hole gets too large, the slip knot gets too large. And if it's too loose, you'll create some really big chains, which is too big. Okay? It's getting that nice balance, like I said about the tension. So, showing you that again. We're winding our hook around the wool, turning our hook down and through that slip stitch. Winding it round, pointing down and through and back up. Wrap, down, through, up. Wrap, down, through, up. Now I'm going to move up my middle finger and thumb on the working project so that I can keep my hand on there. If I'm down here, it's really tricky to maneuver. Whereas if you move your middle finger and your thumb up the project, it helps you to be able to keep control of what's going on. If you need to move it every time you do a chain, then you can move it along every single time, if that helps you. So I'm going to go a little bit faster. And as you can see, that's creating a nice chain, the foundation of all things. Now, when I learnt to crochet, I got told to just keep practicing your chains. I was like, yeah, but I want to get on and crochet. And I was told just keep practicing the chain until you master the movement and the tension. Just keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing. Okay, now that I've shown you on the chunky wool, I'm now going to go over to the double knit wool, because that is what you're most likely to use. And I think it's kind of a little bit trickier because it's smaller and you might find it a bit more difficult with the tension. So creating my slip knot, capturing it in the loop onto the hook, wrapping the yarn around the 3 fingers and back over the index finger. Pincer movement, holding onto your tail, and we're going to wrap down and through and up, wrap down, through and up, all the time moving up my pincer movement. Wrap down, through, up, wrap down, through, up. I'm going to do that more slowly. Wrap down, through, and we're turning our hook so it's ready to do the next action. Wrapping, so we're working with our left hand and our right hand together. Down, through and up. Wrap, down, through and up. And that creates our chain. Now once you've mastered the chain, we can go on to all the other stitches and all the other things, but we can't run before we can walk. So I hope this video has been helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments if it was helpful or if I need to explain anything else in detail, but I'm going to leave that there for now for you to go off and practice making your chain. This is called a chain. So hopefully today we've mastered the slip knot and making chains. Happy crocheting. Thanks for watching.